In this lesson, we want to look at how can I use the distributive property to simplify expressions. So when we do this, first I want to define what the distributive property is, and there's 4 different ways to look at it. There's over addition. So if you do distributive property over addition, it's when you have, say, we're going to use just variables here. You can have A times, and then in parentheses you have B plus C. So you're doing A times B plus C. Well, you can actually distribute the A over the addition, and really you can say A times B plus A times C. So that's another way you could write this, and we'll go over some examples of this. So we can do distributive property multiplication over subtraction now, and that's going to be very similar. A times B minus C is going to equal A times B minus A times C. So it's again very similar. You're just basically taking the A and giving it to the multiplying it by the B and multiplying it by the C. Then we have of division. So this is a little bit trickier. This is when you might see like A plus B divided by, say, C, right? This can actually be written as A over C plus B over C. So you don't necessarily have to have one denominator. You can actually, think about it. This is basically like adding fractions. If you have the same denominator, you really just take your fractions and your numerators and add them together. The only thing is here that C cannot equal 0. Distributive property of division over subtraction, again, is going to be very similar to the division property over addition, except you have A minus B divided by C, and that's going to equal A divided by C, oops, no, not plus, minus B divided by C. And again, C cannot be 0 just because you can't divide by 0. So again, this is just the same as subtracting fractions. If this was set up and you had two fractions subtract and you had same denominator, you just do A minus B and it works backwards. So here I just want to go over a couple examples. The first one is already done for you, and I'll explain it, and then the second one I'll model for you how to do. So in the first example, you can simplify this expression 4 times x plus 3 by basically writing 4 over here, and then you're multiplying times x plus 3. And then if you basically take this and make an x plus 3 4 times, and then you have this here, which you can then say, what's this expression? This is 1, 2, 3, 4x plus 4 times 3 is 12. 4x plus 12, which again is basically 4 times x plus 4 times 3, 4x plus 12. This one down here, you would have 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to multiply by 3x, 1, 2, 3 plus 1, so you basically would draw your 3x down here, 2, 3, these are x's, and these are 1's, 1. So I'll draw my 3x 3 times, and then you'll draw your 1 3 times, and then you can go back through and count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9x plus 1, 2, 3, 3. Again, it's basically 3 times 3, 3 times 3, and 3 times 1. 3 times 3 is 9x, 3 times 1 is 3, so it's going to be 9x plus 3. And that's how you can use the distributive property to simplify an expression.